I understand that Dodge is a business, okay, and they have to make money at this stuff, otherwise they go out of business. At the same time, I'm also a big believer that you know, you can make a trim level better looking without making it look like the trim above it. Alright guys, so we are going to talk about the 2019 lineup, and this is something that is known kind of as like the waterfall year, okay? You're going to see a lot of cars that look like the trim level above it from the prior years. So what was once looked like a 2018 Hellcat could now be a 392 Scat, okay? And some of the things that have changed in both Charger and Challenger is that there's no longer a SRT 392. It is basically the Hellcat, then the Scat Pack, and believe it or not, the Scat Pack, I believe, no longer has or carries the RT badges. It just has the Scat logo, which I find extremely interesting, and it should open up the debate whether a damn Scat Pack is an SRT or an RT. That being said, I think it's now its own entity. So now 2019 is kind of that waterfall year, okay? And we already know that the Hellcats now have that dual snorkel hood that makes the Hellcat very unique looking, okay, in 2019. But after the Hellcat is where it starts to get interesting. You now have the 2019 Scat Packs that look like 2018 Hellcats, okay? And it can be had in both wide and narrow body, both of which look like carbon copies of a Hellcat, okay? And that's the extent of where Dodge kind of stopped their marketing, advertising, and showing people what really is available to them. And that is why I went on to Dodge.com, looked at the 2019 lineups for both Chargers and Challengers, and found out that you could basically get the prior year's body kit for a V6 and a 5.7 Hemi. And so we'll talk about the Challengers right now. If you wanted to get a 5.7 Challenger, it would look almost identical to the prior year's 392 SRT. It comes with the same exact hood that was once only reserved for the 392 SRT. In 2018, you had obviously the Hellcat with the hood scoop and the heat extractors that are now on the 2019 Scat Pack. Then you had the 392 SRT with this unique hood that only included, it was basically the Hellcat hood minus the heat extractors, and that is now on the 5.7 and V6 options for 2019. Then you had, like in 2015 through 2018, you had the RTs and the V6s that had the phony, scoops in the front there for the Challenger. So that kind of covers the Challengers. Let me know what you guys think about this kind of a waterfall. It not only trickled down to the 392s, it went all the way down to the V6s, which I find insanely interesting. That the Dodge went out and put the SRT 392 hoods on 5.7 and V6s. That's Very interesting. But the waterfall didn't stop with the Challengers, okay? So the Chargers also, too, the V6 and the 5.7 received the SRT body kit, okay? And if you get a 2019 RT, you no longer have to upgrade to a Super Track Pack. I know I covered that in a video. Basically, any Hemi has the same exact body kit. Obviously, if you get the 392, you're going to get upgraded suspension. You're going to get more upgrades. I believe there's still, you know, obviously other upgrades that the 392 has. But for the most part, from a distance, the RT is going to look identical. And then now the GT also has that body kit. Now I do believe that in 2019 there is another V6 that carries over that same V6 body style. That being said, I think most people will opt for the GT that has that upgraded, you know, SRT body kit that the Charger has. So, you know what? Now is the appropriate time to go to the comments section and share your thoughts, your opinions on what Dodge is doing. I have mixed thoughts about this, you know, how Dodge is kind of, you know, mixing and matching these trim levels. It is extremely confusing for 2019 because basically you look like a trim above yours in the prior year. So if you have a Scat, you now look like you have a Hellcat. If you have a V6, you look like, you know what I mean, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So I understand that Dodge is a business, okay, and they have to make money at this stuff, otherwise they go out of business. At the same time, I'm also a big believer that you know, you can make a trim level better looking without making it look like the trim above it. And you know, that kind of takes away from their profit margins, I guess. So yeah, you know what, guys, weigh in the comments below. I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys have to say. I was definitely a little surprised about the Challengers RT and especially the V6 receiving the 392 SRT hood. I just didn't expect that. And yeah, if anybody wants to check it out, it's on Dodge.com, and you just have to go to the top left corner and you'll see the 2019 lineup ready to rock and roll, and then you can build your own Charger or Challenger. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to you later.